Welcome to Luvitex Engineering, where innovation sparks progress and manufacturing shapes tomorrow.
Today, we're diving into a concept that is absolutely crucial to modern manufacturing and operational excellence, but honestly, it gets misunderstood all the time. We're talking about standard work. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A lot of folks hear standard work and immediately picture this awful barrier to creativity, right? Like it's a rigid set of rules designed to turn skilled operators into mindless robots. Well, today, we're totally demystifying that. We're going to see exactly why standard work isn't a cage at all. It's actually the absolute engine of continuous improvement. So let's just jump right in. To really set our baseline today, we've got to look at this powerful insight from Taiichi Ohno. He's the primary architect of the Toyota production system, and he famously said, "Where there is no standard, there can be no Kaizen." Kaizen, of course, being the philosophy of continuous improvement. And you know, it just brilliantly hits on a core truth of any operation. Think about it. If you don't have a stable baseline, if every single person on the floor is doing a task their own special way, how can you possibly know if a change you make is actually an improvement? You literally can't. Here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to define what standard work actually is, break down its 3 core elements, compare it to your typical SOPs, see how it acts as the engine of Kaizen, and finally, go over some common mistakes you'll want to avoid.
Okay, Section 1. What is standard work? Let's confront that creativity-killing myth head-on.
Simply put, standard work is the documented, best-known method for performing a specific process today. And I really want to emphasize that word today, because it's a living baseline. It captures the absolute best way we know how to complete a task right now, guaranteeing safety, consistency, and efficiency, all specifically designed around human movement. Essentially, it takes what we call tribal knowledge, that critical operational info locked away in the heads of your veteran employees, and transforms it into a shared universal business asset that everyone can use.
To really grasp why this matters, let's think about the number 4. Imagine you've got a factory where 3 operators are doing the exact same manual assembly. Operator A takes 8 minutes, Operator B takes 12 minutes, and Operator C takes 10. That 4-minute gap between your fastest and slowest operator, that represents pure process variation. And process variation is the enemy here. It causes scheduling chaos because, well, which time does the scheduler even use? It causes quality defects, and it hides massive amounts of waste. Standard work eliminates that 4-minute gap by defining one single best method for everyone.
Moving on to Section 2, the 3 core elements. Let's look at how we actually build that solid baseline.
True standard work relies on 3 deeply connected structural pieces. They fit together like a puzzle: takt time, work sequence, and standard work in process, which we often just call SWIP. Now, if an operation doesn't define all 3 of these, it might be a nice set of instructions, but in the strictest lean manufacturing sense, it's not actually standard work. Let's break these down.
First up is takt time. Now, a super common misconception is that takt time is some aggressive speed target for operators to chase. It's really not. It's purely a mathematical design parameter. You basically take your available production time and divide it by your customer demand. So if your customer needs 150 units a day and you've got 450 minutes of production time, well, your takt time is exactly 3 minutes. It just sets the exact drumbeat, the necessary pace to meet demand. No faster, no slower.
Once that pace is set, the next 2 elements come into play. The work sequence defines the exact, step-by-step order of tasks an operator performs within that takt time. It's carefully designed to optimize human motion, so we're minimizing all that unnecessary walking, reaching, and searching. Then we have standard WIP, or SWIP. This is the absolute minimum amount of inventory needed inside the work cell to keep the process flowing without interruption. It guarantees an operator never has to just stand around twiddling their thumbs waiting for a machine to finish its cycle.
Section 3. Standard work versus SOPs. Spotting the difference. Because it's really easy to assume that if you have SOPs, you automatically have standard work.
Let's be real. SOPs, standard operating procedures, are usually those thick, text-heavy binders collecting dust on a supervisor's shelf somewhere. They generally just tell you what to do. Standard work is an entirely different animal. It's dynamic. It's highly visual. It doesn't just say what to do, it specifies exactly how to do it, the exact sequence to follow, and specifically how long each step should take. And most importantly, while SOPs are rarely updated, standard work is constantly evolving.
Here's a document that brilliantly illustrates that difference: the standard work combination table. It visually maps out manual work time, machine auto time, and walking time. It essentially forces you to account for every single second of the cycle. You can see right away, at a mere glance, if an operator is overburdened or if they have idle time while a machine is running. You are just never going to get that level of operational clarity from a block of text in a dusty SOP binder.
Okay, section 4, the engine of Kaizen. So we've got this tightly controlled standard, right? Let's explore how this seemingly rigid system actually drives continuous improvement.
It's fascinating to see where standardized work lives within the famous Toyota production system house. It's right down there at the very foundation, alongside level production and Kaizen itself. Without that solid foundation of standardized work, the two massive pillars of the house, just-in-time production and built-in quality, would simply collapse. Think about it, you absolutely cannot deliver just-in-time if your cycle times are fluctuating wildly from operator to operator.
Lean experts summarize this relationship perfectly. Standardized work is the basis for Kaizen, and Kaizen is the lifeblood of standard work. Far from controlling workers and turning them into robots, standard work actually frees them up to be creative problem solvers. Because there's a clear baseline, if an operator finds a faster or a safer way to do a task, that idea is immediately tested against the current standard. And if the new way is measurably better, boom, it officially becomes the new standard for everyone.
But what happens when an operator actually deviates from the standard? When a defect happens, human nature is to blame the frontline worker, right? But check this out. According to lean experts, like former Toyota factory manager Akinori Hyodo, roughly 75% of the time, standard work issues are actually management's fault. Yeah, 75%. Usually, it means management dictated the standard without getting operator input, or maybe the right tools weren't available, or the standard itself was just flawed. Deviation isn't an excuse to punish an operator, it's a giant flashing signal that management needs to step up and support the process better.
Bringing us to Section 5, Common Standard Work Mistakes. If this is so powerful, why do companies struggle with it so much? Let's review the big pitfalls. All right, here are the top 5 pitfalls you absolutely need to avoid. Number 1, as we just saw, is dictating standards from the top down. The people doing the actual work literally must help create the standard, or they'll never own it. Number 2 is simply documenting flawed current practices instead of doing the hard work to find the actual best practice. 3 is ignoring deviations. If leaders walk the floor and see a standard being ignored without stopping to ask why, that standard is dead on arrival. 4 is treating the standard as a permanent rule rather than a starting line for innovation. And 5, burying the standard in hidden, static documentation rather than having visual, accessible tools right where the work happens.
To wrap things up today, I want to leave you with a provocative question to take back to your own organization. To truly unlock the power of continuous improvement, you've got to ask yourself, are you genuinely documenting your absolute best practice, pushing the boundaries of efficiency and safety? Or are you just settling for documenting your present practice? Remember, standard work isn't the finish line. It's the starting block for every great improvement your team is about to make.
Thank you for watching Luvitex Engineering. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to keep inspiring the future of manufacturing together.